Hey everybody, thought I'd do a quick grow update in between rain deluges over here. It's going to rain again, I can already see it coming, so thought I'd get one in on the inside the cage stuff here. Haven't done it in a while, I didn't remember my last one, probably a couple weeks ago. Anyhow, let's get at it before it starts pouring. Let's see, there's what it looks like from afar. It's growing up pretty good. It's getting huge. One thing I did is these rows, I took 2 plants out of each row because they were way too tight together. If you look over here, they're still pretty tight together, and I already took 2 out of there, so it was like a hedge. I couldn't even tell which plant was which. The branches they're like 3-4 feet wide, these plants. I pulled one out and it was massive. So I had to put them outside, which I really didn't want to do with all those stupid weevils out there, but had to break them up. Give them some air and circulation. They were starting to get some mold under the leaves on some of them, and it's just because there was no air. They couldn't get in there. It was so packed. Anyhow, we'll start here on the end. These are my yellow boots from Joe. These were the huge boots that he sent me. They aren't coming out huge like that, but they're coming out pretty nice. There's a bunch of them under there. They look pretty good. They don't really look like boots though. Like he said, I think they were crossed to begin with, which is why it grew so ginormous. The one he sent me was massive, way bigger than any boot I ever saw. But so these have kind of an odd shape to them, so I'm guessing that's no longer a boot. And this one is really cool. This is a King Naga. I'm not even going to try to show you the plants because they're too wide to get on this stupid camera, but these things are growing massive. It's supposed to be a King Naga, but it came out, the whole plant's yellow. I pulled most of the really huge ones off here and sent them to people, but there's still some really nice ones floating around and a lot of ripe ones that got to get picked. Like, there you go, here's a big fat one. They're kind of fatter than a regular boot, like a King Naga would be, but just some mean looking pods, and they got a really, really good flavor to them too. Then this is what it's supposed to look like. This is the other King Naga. It has not quite as big a pods, but there's some decent ones in there. And then here's a giant Naga that aren't giant. They're Nagas, alright, but they aren't that big really. This one back here is starting to ripen some up, just weird looking. This one back here has got every shape under the rainbow. It's got just weird looking Nagas. And then these Savanna Sevens. One of those beasts. These things are huge. This one here is just massive, easily 4 feet tall, 4 feet wide. Finally starting to color up, but these things have just been loaded, just hanging here forever. There's so many pods on here. These branches are hanging low, but look at all the pods on there. And they've been hanging there forever. Finally, today, they're starting to turn. They took a long time to turn, and every pod on here is nice too. There aren't any crappy ones. Really nice looking stuff. There's one back there looking like it just turned too. Kind of cool. Really glad this one grew true. Ed said it looks like they're totally true, so looks like they're all starting to just shade up and turn all at once. So I'm gonna have a bunch of those. Really happy that one grew good. Let's see. These are the Bubblegums. I moved them down to the end down here, and the plants are huge, big. That one there it's at least 4.5, 5 feet tall. But there are not a lot of pods on these, very few. And the pods I got off them are really small, like that. Off these, they're starting to come out bigger now. See, like that one back there, if you can see that. There aren't many though. As you can see, there's no pods, no flowers. Oh, there's one back there I guess I missed. But there aren't many. That's one. Here's the second one. This is the only one I got a normal size pod off of, but they're pretty small. There's one that's coming to a better size back there. Not really, those aren't finished, so they're probably going to get a little bigger. But I'm telling you, there are not many on here. I don't see any other pods hanging on that plant. They are starting to flower though. I noticed there's a bunch of flowers out here today that are not open yet, so that's a good thing. Another round, hopefully bigger. This is the one that's off phenotype. It's a bubblegum, but it doesn't have the top, so it's not the right phenotype. And these are nice. These are really nice sized pods. That one's yellowish. I don't know how that's going to come out. And I can't even get back here, but these are Butch T's. You've all seen them a million times. There's 3 Butch T's doing good. That one on the end's doing really good. That's my Infinity. Those are blazing hot and they're just starting to turn, finally. That one right there hung there for, I bet that's been hanging there for 3-4 weeks, green. Just hanging there. Finally, they all at once decide to turn. There's a Butch T back there, but yeah, they aren't really taking great. That looks like a damn Moruga to me. Then over here, packed in here, I got my yellow. Look at the leaves, they are actually yellow. These are the ones I was struggling with. I gave them CalMag and they're starting to just now come back. These 3 had trouble for some reason, but I'm telling you, they're the most productive plants I got. How weird, huh? Worst looking leaves of the lot, but I pulled 20 pods like that off there already, and this thing is just, I don't even know what to do with them. There's so many. I got to just start freezing them for a relish. But there is a lot of pods on there. Every one of these is just loaded. I can't even back up far enough. Sorry about that. I'm running into the other row here. But yeah, they're just loaded. I wouldn't say they're classic brain strain shape, but I don't really see too many yellow ones that are. For some reason they took on a different form a little bit, and I don't know why. This one is a regular brain strain. I've gotten a few off here, not a bunch. A couple nasty ones I sent out to people. I send all my best pods out to people, and I ought to start actually reviewing some of the damn things. There's a fat one back there. This is Mike's brain strain back there. I sent a few of these beefy ones out too. They're really nice. They're a little beefier than the regular brain strain. They're a little heavier, a little thicker inside. I just broke another branch off. Here's one of Mike's. They're a little off shape too. Here and there you get one that's right, and then you get a bunch that are not quite the right shape. So there's something funky going on with it. And if I can even get in here, these are Primos. 2 Primos right here. And they're growing a little different from each other too. See this one? It's got some weird funky looking shapes. Not a total Primo, but at least it's got the tail. There's a bunch of green ones on here. They're just kind of starting to ripen. Back there, just all kinds of odd shapes. And then this one, same seeds, is growing like, kind of like a Primo without the huge tail. Like this. They're all round. The other ones are elongated, these are all round. Anyhow, this is a Assam Indian Carbon Boot. This one's growing pretty true. All of these, I've pulled a bunch of the big ones off here. There's a nice one back there. And this one's pretty loaded. This plant's been doing good since the beginning. It potted up before any other plant in the garden. And this is the other one, the Frank 09 Assam Indian Carbon Boot crossed with a 7-pod, if I had to guess. There's some nice fat ones rolling on. It's kind of a cool plant. Here's the Reapers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming back into their own a little bit. This is the one that's a definite cross. Definitely not a true Reaper. It's got small leaves, short little plant, and they're all like that. So, yeah, not even close. Every one, and they're starting to ripen up, so I'll be able to taste it and see what it is, but I'm not holding my breath for anything spectacular. Well, let's see, this Reaper is struggling. See the leaves? That orangish crap on the outside? All of that. Don't like it, hate it. It's got rust on the back. Thought maybe spider mites. I've tried everything under the sun. Now, I'm just letting it grow, and I gave it CalMag, and all the new leaves look like they're starting to come out pretty decent. So I'm just letting it go. It's coming back. It's actually starting to form up pods. Weird. little weird deformed pods. This one's the same way. Look at the pods, they all got that purple shit on them. There's a lot of them though. This area right here, this plant was bad too. This was the worst one. Look at it now. Starting to come back and fight back. It's got a lot of pods on it. It's probably got 20 reapers on it. And then the one in the back that was the best has a few. Looks like they're ripening up here. A couple of them. Where'd it go? Yeah, that's a little tiny one down there. I thought there was one right here somewhere that was ready to rock. Oh, there it is. That's a pretty nice one. And there's one somewhere else in here. These bushes, this one's getting really thick. It's hard to see. Yeah, it's way down in there. I can't even get to it. This is another infinity. That's growing really nice. It's a nasty one hanging on there. Look at the size of this thing. Let's see. Turbo Pube has done nothing but make me want it to grow. Yep, flowers up. Flowers are just so limp. I'm telling you, it's the heat. The heat is just eating this thing alive, even under the screen. I moved it in here trying to save it, but look at the flowers. They don't even fall off. They just like dehydrate. It's so hot. There's not much I can do about it. I'll be trying some nutrients George sent me to try to give it a boost and maybe get some pods out of it, but these are my really hurting Jay's Ghost Scorpions. This whole row all the way down to the end too is Jay's Ghosts. They had a disease. I moved them outside, got them back in here when they got over it, but I'll tell you, they're putting out pods, man. Look at all these scorps, man. I don't know, they're struggling, but they're probably hot as shit from being stressed. There's one that's kind of like the one Todd Halvey had, spiky. So I don't know, man. Some weird ones. Just a weird looking pepper. Those are the peach. These are the reds. And this, I can't even really film in here. It's too tight. Is a Cornish Naga. This is the F3 from Volker that I got 2 beasts off of that I sent out for reviews. You'll be seeing shortly. But if I can get under there, there is what they look like. Really cool. This one on the end is a bigger plant. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a boot from Ben. Thought it was the other Cornish Naga. I must have stuck that outside. Anyhow, this one's coming good. It's got a few on it. I got a bunch of different boots from Ben that are just nasty looking. You'll see in the next video. But anyhow, this one's got some weird shaped pods on it, let me tell you. So I'll do the rest of it later. This is getting too long. I don't know how long it is, but oh god, 13 minutes already. Sorry so long, guys. It's hard. But that's the inside grow. We'll do the outside hopefully tomorrow if it's not all rainy and crappy. See you guys. Thanks for watching.